All right, guys. Today we're going to be reacting to Bill Maher and woke policies in college campus. Champagne.
I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
that's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized.
Already we're starting in the left feet, right?
And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and so
migrate.
why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want,
Okay.
because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left, but don't tell me the left
Or maybe the super far right.
Well, he's
Well-
talking about the left.
Well, then
Okay,
not woke.
but we talked about that. I mean, I think we agree about the danger of the super far right, and I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat. But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
that was a joke. But,
Too dark, too dark.
well, maybe it is, but it's true. I mean, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that because
They basically created a monster. They created a monster that they can't control. That's what it is. This woke thing is just a monster that now they can't control.
I think you're almost a free speech absolutist. You believe totally
Yes.
in the right to say what you believe. But I think a lot of us were disturbed to see terrorist flags being waved on American college campuses and seeing this a generation that some I think genuinely care about the plight of the Palestinians. I think most Americans do. But some who seem to be embracing a terrorist organization over the nation of Israel. What do you make of this moment? What do you think it's a result of? How do we fix it?
Well, I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean, before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv, a place that has your values. I mean, women have no, I mean, this is a show watched by a lot of women. Women have no rights in this place, and a lot of majority Muslim countries around the world. I mean, there is no equal rights as far as speech, dress, opportunities for education,
Nothing.
Reproductive rights, freedom from sexual violence.
But how is it that these women, they want these kind of cultures to be here in the United States? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? It's like these people want to create these problems for no reason. But they cannot recognize what privilege, what such a great privilege to be living in the Western world, especially in the United States. Such a privilege. Where again, now they're in a situation that both the Jewish and the Palestinians are just going at it. And they're right now, they're in a position that they have to be like, oh, we cannot go with the Jewish because they're descendants of Europeans. They're Ashkenazis, so we have to go with the little darker ones, I guess. That's stupid.
Freedom from sexual harassment.
The LGBTQ community as well.
Yes.
You that too. But you throw around the term apartheid. There is a gender apartheid in a lot of the world, where women are second-class citizens, at best.
Are you at all concerned about the innocent civilians that have been collectively punished and murdered, largely children and women?
Of
And
course.
are you at all concerned about the fact
course.
that the International Criminal Court just today issued a subpoena for Bibi Netanyahu?
Well, that's ridiculous, but it's a war.
Why?
It's a war because it's a war, and they were attacked, and they're defending themselves. Now, this is a war.
It's like this is how females look at this, right? They think like even though you get hit by the bat in your head, you're not supposed to defend yourself. Like did you hear what she said? That there was a subpoena And what, in another country? Yeah, they're gonna submit a subpoena for another country? Really? Oh my God.
Do you think Hamas needs to be destroyed? This is the question.
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
So how can
Okay,
we do
well,
that with a ceasefire?
All right, so Hamas needs to be destroyed because they are a terrorist organization who say openly that they want to commit genocide on the Jewish people, on the state of Israel. That's what from the river to the sea means, okay? And they say it very openly. They said, we did this attack. They've attacked Israel 5 times. They've started 5 wars since they were given that land back. They could have chosen to turn that place into any place they wanted to, and they took a lot of money that they took from the international community and they spent it on bombs and guns and building tunnels. So if they need to be destroyed, how do we do that? It's a war. I don't know.
How do we do that? That's a great question. How do we do that? Well, that's why we have politics. So that's why we have a sequence of branches to make sure we use something called the military. But of course, the view doesn't want to talk about that because they want to talk about the peace and love. But when it comes down to stuff like that, no, you should just allow your country to just be blown away and just trying to just be a hippie about it. No, man, they got attacked, and it is what it is. I'm not, that's not my country. But at the same time, if you get attacked, what the hell are you supposed to do? You're supposed to defend yourself. That's what you should do. Like, I don't agree with what's happening with Ukraine and Russia, but Russia attacked Ukraine. Okay, so Ukraine has the right to defend themselves. And that's it. That's it.
How to do that, and you don't know how to do that.
But are you
I assume the
concerned about
Israeli...
innocent lives?
Of course, everybody is, but that's what happens in a war. Here's a way to stop that. Stop attacking Israel.
There you go, but that's accountability. That's the thing. That's accountability. I don't think they understand that.
And stop calling for the annihilation of Israel and all the Jews. They're calling for the annihilation of the Jews. And so
Well,
you can't really defend that on the other side very
we can't.
easily.
But before we go, I want to say...
No, we're not going anywhere
No,
yet.
okay, but I just want to say one thing, because we were talking in the break.
Yeah.
Joy is a wonderful human being, and she should not be afraid that people are going to attack her because she said that thing about the swastika on the cap.
Well,
She does not think that as you said to me in the break, you do not think that all the people who are for Trump are Nazis.
No, I don't.
You
I
don't.
I just want them to pay attention to words like vermin and poisoning the
course.
blood
And
and the
also-
Third Reich. That's
Right.
all. That's
And
really what I'm
Again,
asking.
they see Trump as a comedian. They see him as a clown who's...
Wow. Oh my God, no, bro. I've been in strong support since 2015. And this lady talking about this, you clearly can see she has no idea what she's talking about. No idea.
Crazy
They
things.
saw Hitler like
And Bill Maher right now is trying to help her. Because she's so woke. She's so woke. So woke. That he's trying to defend her.
that.
Right, okay, but that doesn't mean, you can hate Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It is half the
I have some in my family. I don't think they're Nazis.
Okay, great. I'm glad we got
I just
that.
don't want Trump to-
I don't want you hurt in the supermarket.
I have a question for you because I don't know if you've noticed what I've noticed. But I find that oftentimes when I'm watching the news, I'm only getting portions because one of the things that happens, I was listening to you talk about, the kids that had the Hamas flags. It reminded me of when people were saying Antifa is there, and doing that. So bad players show up and make stuff happen. But do you find that the view that we're being shown seems to be meant to guide us into thinking about people one way, when in fact it may be a much bigger conversation?
Oh, of course. I mean, the media is always going to just chase what is interesting to watch. I mean, I used to be able to watch the nightly news, for example. I can't do it. I mean, first of all, it should be called, here's some video we found that's fun to watch. That's not the news. Like anything that happens on a plane. Like the plane skidded off the runway, so what? call me when anybody died, and it's not the door fell off. Okay, I'm sorry.
I understand the door falling off, but you don't want to be up in the air.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. That one I needed to know.
Okay.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And then by the time you get to the last segment, it's just, you know, the bears in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
You know, it's just nothing.
Yeah.
And it's narrative over truth. You know, I mean, it's not like when I hear people talk on either side of it, I always think they're lying. They're just telling me half of it.
Yeah.
And I never trust them anywhere until I check out the other half.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's tedious.
Yeah.
You know, I just want one place, and of course it's my book and my show, where you can get both.
Bro, you listen, Bill Maher, you got on multiple times, you know, in your own show. I used to be a huge Bill Maher fan, huge. But when he spews stuff in his own show, but nobody checked him, because people are applauding, meaning when you go to his late night show and you try to even talk politics in his show, it's ridiculous, because he says something that sounds okay, and then you have the audience just applauding, but you don't get to anything, right? There's no substance. Then he has this podcast, and people start going to his show. Now there's not applause in the background, and he start getting owned. The question of the lady, I forgot her name, Wilbur, whatever his name is. It's very important. She's now realizing that the media has no agenda. She's almost 70 years old, bro. Oh my God. And this is what a lot of people say. Some generations, they just need to fade away. They need to.
You're leading me right into what I was going to talk about, because
And
we are
this
talking
show
about your
too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Here too.
We're talking about your new book, which
Yes.
looks at 20 years of your editorials, re-edited and reimagined
Right.
in time for Father's Day. What do you want people to take away from reading it?
Well, I think I think we're tribal now, which is not good. And I think there's 4 tribes, basically. There's old school liberals, which I would mostly count myself as. Old
There you
school
go. That's him.
conservatives,
That's him moving more to the center. That's what it means. He moving more to the center.
Some of those
You've
left.
changed, though.
Wait, what are the other two?
Go ahead.
Well,
What are the other two?
well, that's what I. Well, that's what I was trying to find out in this book. I don't think I have. And you know, we were saying in the break, we have to come up with a new word for woke. Let's have a contest, because this is a word that's triggering. But I mean, those concepts that are different than they were 5 years ago. I mean, we used to do. Well, you did it. I was a guest on the what was the homeless show? Comic Relief.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You were great show.
Yeah.
And homeless was a term that I thought we kind of came up with, because people were calling them bums and
Yes.
vagrants and hobos.
Now that's
Homeless.
good.
Now,
It's
no.
It's unhoused.
Well, it's
now.
people
Unhoused.
experiencing
Now it's unhoused.
homelessness. But they're experiencing it on the street.
Yeah.
Okay, the liberal view of that was, for compassion's sake, we're the liberals, we're compassion. Let's get these people off the street. That's not the view of the, whatever word we're going to come up with for this. Their view of the homeless is they're an endangered species that needs to be protected in their natural habitat, living their best life under a bridge. You know, that to me is crazy. That's the kind of things, I haven't changed on that. I still think we should get these people off the street. That's the compassion sake. So I didn't change, they changed, and there's lots of examples of that.
And there's lots of examples of the media giving one side, as she says. It's the
Yes.
reason I think that we don't know about Biden's accomplishments, because it's too boring to.
Oh my God. I don't even know how Joe Behar is in TV, folks. Oh my God, she's so bad, bro.
Say he fixed the
Exactly.
infrastructure, he fixed the economy.
It's not sexy
No
enough
one
for
wants
them.
to
And
hear.
they know
That's
that
the
you know who is
problem.
going to make chaos. They
Yeah.
know it.
Right.
But you know what? You know who's not making chaos? Right here. He's not making
Okay.
chaos. Our thanks to Bill Maher. His new book.
You can tell Bill Maher's like, man, you guys are not doing me no favor. You guys are doing me no favor. Very interesting, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.